11.11 finally here in C++ gets to the enum type. Now, in other languages, oftentimes we will get to enum types before the advanced classes, and that's because there's there's this long-standing tradition of kind of really making an investigation here in C++ about what every data type, what every structure is. And then in all of the languages that derive from C++, Java for instance, we just like boom and slap that stuff down in there. What I will say is enum types are fantastic for you as a developer because these are developer defined data types in much the same way that a structure is a developer defined data type. The difference here is what we are doing is we are creating what are known as enumerators. They are ways for us to represent integer values, constant integer values, with a name. The importance there is that the name gives us as developers meaning. It is one of those next developer in the chain facing issues that makes life for developers easier. So what we see here is on page 642, I believe. 642, we have an enum for day. Now here inside of my opening and closing braces, I have my enum list, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Do take notice here that they are in all caps. The all caps, again, is a reference for the next developer in the chain later on so that they take notice that these are enum types. They cannot be changed and they have an integer value. So the integer values here for my enum type day are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Because everything in computer science starts with 0 instead of 1. And this way, when I declare a new variable of type day, so I'm going to call that work day, it's going to have associated with it these enumerated values. Monday, which is worth 0. Tuesday, which is worth 1. Wednesday, which is worth 2. Thursday, which is worth 3. And Friday, which is worth 4. So the use of this doesn't necessarily at first glance make a huge impact on your life, but really as a developer this is fantastic. If we look at our previous example of a student, right? So one of the data elements that we might put into the structure for a student is an enum type for grade, and we would have a freshman as 1 or 0 really, and a sophomore as the second, which again would be 1. So this way we are saying that there is an order of operations here. We can do some math. A sophomore is greater than a freshman. Yeah, that's true, right? Because we know that their credit hours are going to be greater than the other. So that's something we can use. We can use that as a flag, essentially like a Boolean. We can say if student.year equals 0, we can use that enum type to make that selection there. So if that comes back as 0, I know you're a freshman. If it comes back as a 1, or if it doesn't come back as a 0, I know that's the else case there. So there's actually a lot of, I'm going to call it stuff you can do in here. And frankly, I'm happy to let you do that. But the one thing I did want to highlight here, and it's on 645, and I am looking at this program 11-9 on 645. You can see we've got here we're looking to get sales, and we're looking to enter sales based on the day. So what we're using is our enum for day, and that's right up here on line number 6. And we're going to use that to help iterate through the elements in our array, because Monday is 0, Tuesday is 1, Wednesday is 2, and so far and so forth. So here we are actually on lines 23 through 25. We are using our enum to control the indices for our array. So index equals Monday. Remember, Monday is the first element in our array, so it is 0, and less than or equal to Friday. So again, these are instant visual clues to the next developer in the chain that says, look, these are of value to you as a developer. They have value to our organization. They have value to this piece of code. And they're so valuable that I want to be able to give them these static names that represent integers. So think about representation of integers. That's a case structure right there. So case Monday, case Tuesday, case Wednesday. These are fantastic ways for you to represent functionality in your code that otherwise you could not do. I'm going to say it's not necessarily verbally, right? But it's in plain English in a way that easily reaches out and speaks to you as a developer and the next developer in the chain. So the enum type is fantastic, and it won't be until later in your career that you're like, oh shoot, I get it, Wolf told me this was going to be good, and then you'll start using it more and more. But here it feels tacked on. If I've already got a structure, what do I need another way to show structured data for? Well, because it's cheap, it's fast, it's dirty, it's easy, and as a developer, all of those things really play out in your favor.